There are certain exercises which can be done to improve the ability of the pelvic floor muscles. Heart is an involuntary muscle. You can't decide, oh, I want to just beat up faster. It's also known as Kegel. This also kind of helps in improving the core stability. So these are some of the reasons of having piles. So obviously, coming to the nutrition part, include a lot of piles, also known as hemorrhoids, fistula, anal fissures. These three are very common these days, especially in Kerala. Now, according to some recent statistics that I was reading, 50% of the people above 50 years of age get either piles or fistula. Now, there are different ways and methods to manage it. One obviously from the diet perspective, another one obviously from the exercise perspective. So I'm going to get into both these sides and tell you how to manage in one, how in the diet perspective, and two in terms of exercise perspective. Yeah. So before I get into this detail, let me explain you what exactly is piles and what happens. So I'm going to show you an image. Yeah, so this is a hemorrhoid, also known as piles, wherein the lower portion of the rectum, which is basically veins, gets kind of inflamed. So it can cause pain, it can cause bleeding, especially it can cause a lot of discomfort during passing the stool or emptying your bowels. Most of the cases, this would require a medicine or a surgery. And piles can be, this inflammation of the veins and these kind of places can be either external or it can sometimes even be internal, right? So both causes discomfort, bleeding, etc. Yeah. So anal fissure on the other hand is different, wherein the end part of the rectum kind of gets inflamed, or it could be a small tear because there is not enough fiber in your food and there is severe constipation. So that can cause minor tear on that outside skin and hence inflammation. So that is anal fissure. Most of the time it will get sorted if you drink good amount of water, stay hydrated and eat right kind of food with a lot of fiber. That will get sorted in a day or two. Yeah. The third one is fistula. Fistula is different. Fistula is basically, again, this is the area of the rectum, wherein fistula is basically abnormal connections or tunnel kind of things between two different, it could be two different blood vessels or glands or organs, or it could be between a gland to an organ or between a organ to an outside region. So in this case, this is an abnormal connection, yeah, which comes out from the rectum to the outside of the body. This is basically a fistula. So this tunnel will most of the time will be would be inflamed. It will be filled with pus. Inflammation is very common there. These kind of things happen. Yeah. So this is fistula. So that's the difference between piles and fistula. Now I'm going to first touch base on exercises and what kind of exercises that you do to kind of relieve the pain and symptoms of piles. Okay. Now, before that, I want to explain you something about pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so in human body, moving to the next slide, in human body, this is a male and this is a female human body. So this red thing that you see is basically something called a pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so this muscle's main objective or this thing is that it kind of holds internal pelvic organs. So in male it would be the bladder, urinary bladder, and the bowel through which the stool is expelled outside, right? So these two things. And in women there is an additional thing which is basically the uterus. Yeah. So if you notice, this pelvic floor muscle has two openings or two piercings for men, which one for the urine to pass out, another one for the bowel to be expelled. And for women, obviously there is the uterus also which comes out. So that is the third opening for women. So women has three openings, men has two openings. Yeah. So in this pelvic floor muscles, so this pelvic floor muscle is something which kind of supports these internal organs. So suppose if a person is urinating and before the person completes the passing of the urine, and it is possible for the person to voluntarily stop passing the urine, right? We all can do that. That's because we use this pelvic floor muscles. Yeah. Same thing even with the bowel while expelling bowels or stool. it is possible for us to voluntarily stop in between even before we are done. Again, the muscle that we use is this red muscle called the pelvic floor muscles. Yeah. So essentially this pelvic floor muscle is basically a trampoline kind of a thing, which is basically a muscular trampoline which can be kind of stretched. Yeah, so it kind of stretched and gets contracted, and that's how it kind of manages passing of the both urine and the stool through the pelvic floor muscles. Yeah. So now pelvic floor muscles, apart from pelvic floor muscles, two more muscles. Now we are coming to piles. Okay, two more muscles which kind of helps manage or holds both the passing of the urine and bowel, which is basically the anal sphincter and the ureter sphincter. Yeah, so these two muscles, so ureter sphincter is basically something which kind of is a muscle which is around the urethra, and the anal sphincter is basically the muscle which is around the anus, okay, where the stool is being passed. Now what happens is that for a person having piles, the anal sphincter muscle kind of get inflamed, and that kind of causes inflammations on the veins and the surrounding areas, nearby areas, and that's one of the reasons of causing piles. So the most important thing to kind of help relieve is to kind of make the the pelvic floor muscles and these anal sphincter muscles are stronger to kind of manage the passing of the stool. Yes, because that's where the most difficulty or discomfort is. So one of the so there are certain exercises which can be done to improve the ability of the pelvic floor muscles and these kind of sphincter muscles. Remember, these are voluntary muscles. Okay, so what I mean by voluntary muscles is that muscles that you can voluntarily move. Depending upon you decide to move, you can move. That's a voluntary muscle, right? For example, your bicep muscles or your leg muscles. There are involuntary muscles also, which you can't decide. I mean, you can't voluntarily decide. For example, heart. Heart is an involuntary muscle. You can't decide, oh, I want to just beat up faster, or I want to stop beating. I want to beat in a circular rhythm. It's not possible for us to do that. So that's an involuntary muscle. Yeah. So pelvic floor muscles are voluntarily muscles in that sense. Yeah. So I'm going to show you some of the exercises which will help in improving the ability of the pelvic floor muscle, so that you can relieve the symptoms of piles. Yeah. Back to the website, onto the laptop. Yeah. So this is something called a balasana, or the child pose. It's a yoga posture. This would help you improve the ability of the pelvic floor muscles. Glute bridges, excellent method. It's also known as Kegel. This also kind of helps in improving the core stability, and even for the lower back. Yet another. So it's basically, I don't know what is this exercise called. I gave it a name called a knee to the side. So basically, you understand what I'm talking about. So this would help in improving the muscles there. Knee to the chest. Lie down at your back and bring the knees to the chest. This would help. Single knee to the chest. So alternate between the each knee. This helps. Raise the leg. This would help. There's something called a thunderbolt, wherein you sit like this on this posture and breathe in and breathe out, deep breathing in and deep breathing out. Just notice how this particular area is rested between the legs. Yeah. So these are some of the methods to kind of exercises to help reduce the difficulties of piles by strengthening your pelvic floor muscles. Yeah. So that kind of ends the on the exercise part. The most important thing to kind of manage these conditions is, one, to obviously reduce the weight. Most of the people having piles would be obese, or would be having chronic constipation, or might be having chronic cough. It's very common after pregnancy. That's because a lot of pressure has been exerted during the delivery, so it's also common during pregnancy. So these are some of the reasons of having piles. So obviously, coming to the nutrition part, include a lot of fiber-rich food. So fiber-rich food would be legumes and lentils, which is all your parippa dal, moong dal, and all those kind of things, which is also mixed with a lot of protein and with fiber. Include that. Include obviously a lot of green leafy vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, chira, spinach, kale, cabbage, all those kind of green leafy vegetables, fruits, excellent sources of fiber. Reduce meat and chicken and egg. Now, egg gets a lot of beating because of piles. Say that people usually say that chudana and all those things. Now, the thing about egg is that egg doesn't have any fiber. So, meat especially is less in fiber. So, the amount of fiber is very important. Both soluble and insoluble fiber is very important to kind of bind the stool together and allow easy passage of the stool through the rectum. Now, when that is not there enough, then it causes constipation, and that's a nightmare for a person with this thing. With hemorrhoids or piles. So these are the kind of the things. Banana, yes, I missed out banana. Drink a lot of water. Yeah, so that these are the things. Now, some of the exercises that you need to avoid if you're having piles. Avoid heavy lifting. So don't go to a gym and do a squat or a deadlift or things like that. Avoid any exercises wherein you kind of have to exert a lot of pressure downwards on you, especially on your anus and through the pelvic floor muscles region. So these are the things. Avoid smoking. Yeah, so these are the things that I had. I wanted to tell you guys about the piles and fistula. So it can be managed. It can be managed with right amount of exercises and right kind of diet. But not every exercise is good for the body, depending upon medical conditions, of course, right? A person having piles shouldn't go to gym and lift heavy weights. So it needs to be customized, managed depending upon a person's need and requirement. And that's what we do. We're an online fitness company. We work with clients across the globe. Wherever you are, wherever your location is, you could reach out to us. We would plan an exercise and a diet plan and everything for you. Most importantly, follow up with you and help you get back to shape, become healthy, and reverse your age. I hope this was helpful. If you have any doubts or any questions, please do comment in the section below. Alright, so thank you for watching. See ya.